Today we're reacting to the most brutal Disney villain deaths by Wicked Binge. Let's see what the top 10 are.
The Evil Queen, Snow White, and
Queen?
the Seven Dwarfs. We knew she was evil. I mean, it's in her name, but did she really deserve to go out like this? Rhetorical.
What if she's not actually evil? What if she was born and had a really unfortunate name? The parents didn't know what it meant. They didn't have English as a first language. They go to school and they're like, yes, evil queen, evil wicked witch of the West. And she's like, here. And then everyone turns around and she's like, yeah, dude, my parents they're Scandinavian. They don't understand what that means.
Cool question. Yes. While the old hag is standing on the edge of a cliff, she gets blindsided by a lightning strike that destroys the ledge that she's standing on. She falls to her death, make a wish, and her reign is over. And
the boulder goes as well. Damn, yeah, that is pretty brutal actually. The whole boulder goes with them.
She did happen to survive. Don't worry too much, because that big boulder that fell right after her surely finished her off.
Yeah, that's going as well. Goodbye.
And let's not forget that those vultures are probably going to eat her corpse.
Oh my god, they're actually looking at them like, hey, ooh, dinner time.
So we can chalk this one up as a happy ending. Number
Snow White's like, yup, she's super dead.
9. Dr. Facilier, the Princess, and the Frog.
I didn't watch this one.
Dr. Facilier, also known as the Shadow Man, is an evil witch doctor who plotted to take over New Orleans with the assistance of his friends from the other side.
What? New Orleans? There's some serious, like, we're gonna take over the world thing. I'm going to take over the entirety of... Is it gonna be the world? Is it gonna be the country? No. I'm going to take over the whole of New Orleans! It's like Dr. Doofenshmirtz in the tri-state area.
In case you're wondering who they are, they're a legion of demons, so probably not the ideal group of people to be palling around with.
What? This is literally Aku Aku from Crash Bandicoot. What? Look at them. They're the masks from Crash Bandicoot.
Around with.
He just wants beignets.
After he fails,
infinite beignets. I love his hat though. His hat is great.
And Tiana breaks the talisman, his friends from the other side come to collect his soul.
I promise I'll pay your back. I promise.
That's literally what happened to Cyrus in Pokemon Platinum.
He tries to escape, but is dragged into the voodoo mask. And based on the face from the tombstone, the witch doctor isn't enjoying himself. I mean,
jeez, he just goes to hell and he just gets tortured.
The man is literally dragged to hell. That's
unfortunate.
Pretty hardcore. Number 8, Hopper, A Bug's Life.
Oh, I used to love A Bug's Life. I always used to get confused between the Ant movie and A Bug's Life. I didn't know that they were different movies until I was like 20 years old.
Oh, Hopper, you tyrannical son of a gun.
It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
It's about being as racist as I can possibly be.
What makes this villain so interesting is that he's, well, literally a dictator. So
yeah, it's like some people would be like, oh no, we're just doing it to protect ourselves. We're doing it for the food. No, I'm doing it to be as racist as I can.
You knew the ending was not going to be kind to him. It never is. At the end of the film, Flick outsmarts Hopper by luring him to a bird who snatches and brings him to her babies. Hopper frantically screams for his life before being devoured alive by some adorable little baby birds.
Oh, that's like a soul trap.
I want to play a game. They're all massive chick babies that are gonna tear you apart.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
And fun fact, this won't be the last time being eaten alive appears on this list. Number 7,
Bye.
Shan-Yu, Mulan. Although there are redeemable villains out there, Shan-Yu isn't one of them.
By building his wall, he challenged my strength. Well, I'm here to play his game.
Invading a country and obliterating villages is just something that cannot be tolerated, so
you hear that, Putin?
the dude had to go one way or another. Now, while being buried alive in an avalanche sounds like a proper end to such an evil reign, Shan-Yu wasn't going to be taken out that easily. In the climax of the movie, he's met
I know my hairline isn't the strongest in the world, it's pretty bad, but fuck me, his hairline is...
with something a bit more explosive.
Unless that's like a cultural thing, in which case I take it back. If it's just he has a bad hairline, then
large
sucks
firework
for him.
missile that hits him in the chest, sends him into a tower, and blows him up.
Oh.
Leaving us with a
That was a bit of an explosive finale.
brutal, yet also cinematically beautiful death. You shouldn't have invaded China, my dude. Number 6.
Mulan is a great
Ursula,
movie.
The Little Mermaid. After being banished from Atlantica, Ursula seeks vengeance. Eventually, she gives Ariel a set of legs in exchange for her voice, and then blackmails Ariel's father into giving her his magical trident, which allows her to transform into a giant Super Ursula and control the weather. Unfortunately for her, Prince Eric steers a ship and impales her like he's Vlad the Impaler, and then she's struck by lightning, because why not?
Because we all know that wooden ships attract lightning. Oh man, they show it as well. She gets straight up impaled. Oh my god.
Finally, she goes down like the Titanic.
I will go down with this ship.
Number 5. Syndrome, The Incredibles. What's the one rule you were supposed to take from The Incredibles?
Syndrome is actually one of the Disney movies that I feel is kind of redeemable. Because from what I remember, Syndrome really looked up to the Incredibles and then he felt like he was slighted by them. So he was just trying to get attention from the people that he really, really, really loved the most. Which, I mean, to be fair, he did it in a bad way. Yeah, he invaded a city. He tried to destroy it. He killed people probably, but still.
No capes.
You don't wear a cape. After
No
the
capes.
Incredibles foil his plan, Syndrome does the next best thing and kidnaps Jack Jack. This is
like the most parasocial a person can get.
found to be a mistake, as Jack Jack beats the holy crap out of him. It gives Elastigirl enough time to get Jack Jack and beat Syndrome. Unfortunately for him, Syndrome is caught and sucked into a jet engine. As pain
Holy crap, this is really bad. I didn't realize how bad this was until now. This moment where he's about to be sucked into a jet engine, I can't imagine the amount of visceral fear, the sheer fear that is going through him right now. I mean, he's not even that old. That's awful. He got blended. He knows it's coming as well. He can literally see it coming. This is fucked up for a Disney movie.
painful as that sounds, fate was at least a little
Dude, he just gets sucked into it. And he knows that it's gonna happen. Disney has family-friendly movies.
merciful and blew the jet up to end things for Syndrome quickly.
And it blows up?
That said, getting sucked into a jet propeller, whew, what a way to go. Number 4.
Damn.
Scar, the Lion King. Scar is the villain that everybody loves to hate. He killed his own brother, Mufasa, and he tries to have Simba killed as well.
Long live the king.
Yeah, Scar has no redeemable features whatsoever. Oh, Syndrome was a serial killer of superheroes? Yeah, never mind, he's not redeemable. At least he has like a valid reason, or not valid. There's no valid reason to be a serial killer. At least he has a reason that could be reflective of the real world, I guess, rather than he's just evil.
In addition to this, the kingdom is thrown into complete chaos and on the verge of starvation. We're actually going to be exploring a theory in our next video that actually paints Scar in a more positive light, but for now, let's stick to the whole him being evil thing. During the climax of the film, Scar is thrown off the side of a cliff. He's eaten alive by the hyena friends that he just sold out. And really, that's a horrible way to go.
No, you don't understand.
I don't think that's as bad as being blended in a jet engine, I'm gonna be honest. You should have went down swinging. You could take at least a couple of them out before they get you.
According to Joe Rogan's podcast,
Wait, what? Wait, how did we get here? What the fuck? Joe Rogan? What the
a
fuck?
lot of predators actually eat their prey butt end first, so that makes this an extra awful way to go. Number
Why is Joe Rogan in this?
3, Oogie Boogie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Look, I understand Oogie's death isn't going to be celebrated considering how much fans of The Nightmare Before Christmas love this character. Yeah,
He's
he's
cute.
awful, but at the end of the day, he's a troll, he's funny, he's got an awesome singing voice, what's not to love?
You're
He's
joking.
cute, boy.
You're joking. I can't believe my eyes. You're joking me. You gotta be. This can't be the right guy.
But Oogie Boogie's death is as brutal as it is disgusting. It's
Oh my god.
really made up of a pile of bugs. Oogie gets his wrappings stuck and unraveled, forcing all the bugs inside of him to fall into a hot smelter.
Oh my god.
Brutal, gross, and pretty awesome.
Jesus, that's insane. What the hell?
Number 2, William Cecil Clayton, Tarzan. Calling Clayton a jerk would be the understatement of the year. From the start, you wanted something bad to happen to this guy, for something in the jungle to eat him or poison him or something.
He committed the greatest crime of all. No, not destroying the forest. No, not being the villain. He's British.
I think this one will be better off stuffed.
But there's something about the way he went out that's a little more memorable and a lot more dark than deaths from other Disney
Go on,
films.
Tarzan, get
While
him!
he fights Tarzan, he gets tangled in some vines and tries to cut himself free. Just not successfully. When he falls, the vines tighten around his neck and the guy essentially lynches himself.
Oh! Oh my god, they show the shadow! They show the shadow! That's insane!
We have to give this one some bonus
Disney is a family-friendly company.
points if only for the imagery. Look at that shot. How often are you going to
Jesus.
see something that dark in a Disney film? The silhouette, the lightning, and the imagery is just brutal. And
That's
finally,
insane.
number 1, Judge Claude Frollo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Frollo is oftentimes looked at as one of the more vile Disney villains, if only for how horribly evil he is to Quasimodo. In the final battle, Esmeralda is left hanging onto Quasimodo and Judge Frollo while they dangle over a balcony.
And he shall smite the wicked and plunge them into the fiery pit.
Judge Frollo gets
Dude, come on. Was that like a Bible verse or something like that? Oh yeah, I'm doing it. Did you really see yourself as the good guy in this situation? Come on now.
free and readies his sword while throwing out Bible verses like he's Jules from Pulp Fiction.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Ironically, the gargoyle he's standing on breaks, sending him plunging into the fiery hell pit below. This is our pick for number 1 because of just
That
how
has-
epic it looks. How
That has symbolism. The Notre Dame Cathedral is on fire. A holy man who is actually the bad guy is plunging into the depths of hell.
symbolic it is, and how ironic it is for this religious villain to be hurled into the hellfire below him. It
What? That's what I just said! I did not pre-watch this. I swear I did not pre-watch this.
really doesn't get any more brutal than this. Or at least, that's our opinion. But that was our
I
list.
did
What do you
not
think?
pre-watch
Do you agree
that.
with our
You said
countdown?
the exact same thing that I just said, I promise. But you should subscribe to this YouTube channel.